Hey guys, Zerai here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are building on the Pier Palace lot in Windenburg. It's a 30 by 20 on the island. It's not a limited pack build this time. I really tried to keep it a limited pack build, but it just didn't end up working out that way. Um, oh well. So, but we are doing a modern eco family home, which it didn't really start out that way. I kind of took a floor plan that I found on Pinterest and I just started building and it kind of went off from there. So as you can see right now, I'm just kind of going through the windows and these windows right here, I kind of wish that I would have kept, but I ended up not keeping those because I really like the eco lifestyle windows. Though I think that the Snowy Escape ones probably would have matched the floor plan a little bit better. Um, at least from the pictures on Pinterest. The house had flat windows. They weren't like um, out like the eco lifestyle ones are with the metal frames and stuff. But it's the same concept with the like wood accents and like the black wood paneling that I use on, I believe the picture though, that this wood paneling, this black wood paneling that you're seeing is what was metal in the pictures that I used. And unfortunately, we don't really have a vertical metal paneling that matches this same kind of paneling. And I kind of wanted to keep it closer to what the pictures were. So the whole outside of this build is pretty much what the floor plan looked like online on Pinterest. But the inside, the floor plan is almost the same, but I did have to um, change it up a little bit because it doesn't ever really match with The Sims 4 because there's certain things that you can't do in The Sims 4. Like you can't build on half tiles, so you can't have like um, smaller rooms that are just half tiles smaller. It just doesn't work that way. You have to build on the grid. So there was some limitations that I had to deal with. And as you can see, I pretty much have the outside done. The eco lifestyle um, triangular windows that I'm using right now, they end up kind of having a glitch on the inside where because they're right up against the columns that I used from Get Together, they glitch on the inside and you can see the column. So later on you're going to see I move those over with the F5 hotkey, which allows you to place things on a quarter tile. So I kind of wish that I would have like spaced them like right next to the column. Unfortunately, that's just not how The Sims 4 was letting me do it. But we're just about finished, I think, with the the build part itself before I get into the inside. So, and right now you're seeing me do the back of the build. This whole lot gets turned completely around because I wanted the backyard decking to face the beach. Um, because if it were my home, I would probably want my backyard and entertainment space to be facing the beautiful beaches that are in this game. And this island is absolutely beautiful. I don't normally build in Windenburg because I'm not very good with the Tudor style um, that they went with for Windenburg, but I do like building modern homes, so that's why I figured this would look really nice here. I do want to learn how to build Tudor style homes, but I'm so not good at it. It's definitely something that needs practice. The color scheme in this house, I went with like very light woods and blacks. So black, light woods, um, just to give it a kind of light and airy feel. So there are like two different tones of wood that I use um, to match the wood that I used on the outside, which is my favorite eco lifestyle like wood paneling, the horizontal one. I think that is such a pretty wood, like repurposed wood. And you'll see I use that inside as well as like accent walls. But the entirety of the home, most of the walls are white. So right now we're kind of finding the kitchen counters that I'm going to use, which are these kitchen counters right here. But I use the black swatch, like it's got black cabinets instead, but still has that wood tone in them. And I think that the countertop has more of a bluish tone. And I think I use the Cool Kitchen, um, I think that's a stuff pack, the Cool Kitchen pack. I'm pretty sure I used the items from that pack in the kitchen. It's probably one of my favorite kitchen sets in the game, so I did use that. Lots of eco lifestyle though. The majority of this whole build is probably eco lifestyle um, get together because of the world that we're sitting in, and Dream Home Decorator. So I used a lot of Dream Home Decorator too. So I used this couch right here, but I used a different swatch later on. So right now I'm thinking like we like this wood tone with the nice greens, but it ends up being the more grayish color. And I'm pretty sure I start changing the color scheme here with like the cabinets and stuff. So I didn't put cabinets because of the window, and I probably could have moved the window down, but I didn't want to ruin the facade on the outside of the build. So right now I'm just trying to look for maybe something to put in the kitchen, but I think I ended up not doing that because I put a butler's pantry in that little square room next to the kitchen. You'll see at first I start putting like laundry day stuff in there because I did put laundry day in this build. But the laundry room ends up changing. So you'll see that later on in the build. Um, I do want to address the fact that I am not super consistent yet in doing my builds and getting them onto YouTube. I'm a mom, so it's kind of hard for me with my 7-year-old to get to record and actually do the voiceovers. So you gotta kind of have to work with me there. Unfortunately, it's just a work in progress. I do a bunch of recordings first, and then when I absolutely have the time, I can get to the voiceovers because it doesn't entirely take too long to um, put the videos together with the software that I'm using. It's just getting the voiceovers done. So I'm trying my hardest to become more consistent. I'm going to try to get on a sort of schedule. I do have some other builds coming, so just bear with me. It's coming. Um, being a mom is hard enough, and then I'm starting this venture as well. So just bear with me. I'm going to get some videos out very soon. So if you guys have any ideas of anything that you would like to see, please let me know. Um, anyway, back to the build. Right here, you're going to see me work on this kitchen a lot because I wanted a nice big island, but there's this little strip of black on the side, and it was driving me bonkers. I didn't want that to be seen, so you saw me using the dividers, and it just was not working for me. I wanted it to be open, and I felt like the dividers were taking away from the openness of it. And I just, I didn't think about just making them a solid swatch. I really liked the black, so I just went with the black and um, the lighter wood. and it was not working. So what I end up doing is this layout right here. And I really wish I would have changed up the swatch maybe to like the same color wood and maybe the same color surface countertop, but unfortunately I just didn't do that, and this is the layout I end up going with, which still turns out really nice. Um, but you know, with limitations in The Sims, the swatches are very limiting, and it's one thing that I do kind of miss from The Sims 3. So in The Sims 3, you had create a style and you were able to make every item in your game match to a T. You could have the same texture and the same wood color. And if you wanted it to be a zebra print on absolutely everything, you could do that down to like everything. So unfortunately, with The Sims 4, and I think they did this for the lag in the game, which is why they took away the create a style. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is, and you just gotta work with the swatches. I don't think that they're ever gonna go back to create a style, even in The Sims 5. So it's just something that we'll have to live with. Right now, I'm building the one bathroom that I show on camera. So I believe it's Spa Day in Discovery University, and um, the cats and dogs um, tub. So I completely went off the handle when I started building this. I really wanted to make it a limited pack build, and it just went out the window when I started building. And sometimes when you're inspired by something, you just keep going and you forget about what packs you're using. So I do want to do some limited packs in the future. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. But right now, it's a very black and white bathroom situation. I really like the spa day bathroom, like walls and flooring, because I'm pretty sure that's all spa day. Um, but I did all of the bathrooms pretty much the exact same way. The parents' bedroom is completely like a different layout because I didn't want them to all be carbon copies of one another. Right now, I'm building my probably my favorite room in the house, which is kind of like a scientist's and a painter's like paradise. Um, it's two things that don't entirely mesh well together, but for me, like I love science and I love painting, so it was kind of like all me in this room. Because if I could have my own like painting studio and a place where I can put all of my sciencey stuff, that's probably what I would do. So as you can see, there's lots of canvases on one side of the room and a painting station. On this side of the room, there's a nice office space. And you'll see I put the telescope that we got recently in an update inside of this room. Now, it does not work inside the Sim's house. So your Sim is going to have to put that in their inventory and bring it outside if they want to use it. But I just thought it looked nice in the room. In gameplay, you're just going to have to move it, which is really easy in gameplay. But I really wanted like a nice, clean area for like an astronaut or your scientist sim. Just really simple over there versus the complete opposite side of the room where it's very artistic. And now we're into a child Sims and a toddler Sims bedroom. I was originally going to go with like the black and light wood theme in here, but I just didn't really like it. And I found this yellow swatch and I thought it was really um, like muted and pretty. And so I kind of imagine this is probably like two girl Sims maybe in this room. Of course, you can change up the swatches and make it into a boys' room, but I really like the um, the way the bunk bed and the toddler bed look, and with that nice arch at the top of each, so it kind of matches a little bit. As you can see, there is a dollhouse in this room, which ends up going away. Um, and you can always put it back in there. I just, for what I was trying to do, I didn't, it just wasn't fitting and I wanted more in the room. So I end up putting the art table in this room for the child sim. And I did think about putting the art table out into the living area, but it wasn't fitting out there anywhere where I wanted it. So it goes into this bedroom where this dollhouse is, and I do keep the Blarfy um, bear so that your toddler and your child sim can, play with it. And so I do put a desk in here as well, so your child sim can do their homework. And there's a rug on the floor with some toddler toys. The Wabbit tablet is also in this room so that your toddler can play with it. So there's plenty of things for your child sim to do and your toddler sim. Outside, there is also a monkey bars so that your child sim can play outside if they would like to. So, and that's pretty much everything that is in this room. I don't think I put much else. I probably could have put a few more things on the walls, and I didn't think about that, to be honest. I tend to forget little things here and there. Like sometimes I'll forget to put a garbage can in the kitchen. I didn't with this one, thankfully, but sometimes I do that. So that's another one of those oh well moments. So now we're into the parents' bedroom. I really made this one very light, airy. I used that nice minty green in this bedroom because I decided not to use it in the living area. And I really like that minty green. It's really pretty. Um, a lot of, I think, Eco Lifestyle and Dream Home Decorator in this room. Those packs go really well together. So if you're looking for like really modern stuff in your Sims game, I really, really think that those two packs are a very good fit if that's what you enjoy. Plus, the Eco Lifestyle game pack, or I'm sorry, not game pack, expansion pack is a lot of fun to play with if you like Eco Lifestyle and um, recycling, candle making, and things like that. The gameplay is a lot of fun. Not that I get to play the game like that very often, but it is nice to play every now and again. We have a small wardrobe in here. Your Sims can use this wardrobe to change their clothes if they want to. And it is a nice touch that Dream Home Decorator came with. I like the fact that you can like build your own like closet. Right here, I was going to put a guest room, which doesn't entirely make sense in The Sims because you don't really have guests like that. I mean, you can ask, like, let's say you have a partner for your sim and they can stay the night if they want to. However, usually in that kind of case, they're staying in your own Sims bed. They're not staying in a guest room. But I do end up putting guest rooms in some of my Sims builds just to make it more realistic. I end up changing this though to a teenage girls room. And I got the idea because I was going to put a keyboard in this room, and I ended up taking it away in this part um, because it was just going to be a guest room. But the teenage room or the teenager in this house is probably really into music, so I made her room very musical, like musical posters and things like that. And you'll see that a little bit later. Because I think I go downstairs after this to build the laundry room. Excuse me. And later on in this build, which I won't be talking towards or talking for, the outside of this house has a chess table, monkey bars, and some planners, some vertical planners. It's got a nice backyard, like hangout space for your Sims. So I won't be talking through that. You'll probably hear music around that time. But I just wanted to let you guys know that there is a nice outdoor area that your Sims can hang out in. and do what Sims do. Um, I was gonna add a fire pit, but I ended up not adding a fire pit there. So there is a nice table. I think it was City Living came with like it looks like a fire pit, but it's actually a coffee table. But you'll see that later on. Right now I'm into the teenage room. Um, I love this seasons bed. It's probably my favorite bed in the game, and anytime I play the game, that's usually the bed that I choose because I just think it's pretty. I like the fact that the blanket goes all the way to the floor. And when I was growing up, all of my beds had like these big oversized comforters that hit the floor. Um, so I really like this bed in general. So I kind of went with a darker theme in this room because when you're a teenager, you rebel a lot. And I figured this teenager was, rebelling and really enjoyed her music. So there's a keyboard and a guitar in this room. And I figured this sim was still figuring out their life. There's some boho stuff in here, you know, some just this teen doesn't know what it enjoys except for music. So that's what I put in this room. So there's beads and posters and just everything that I can think of it as far as like a teenager's bedroom. Because I rebelled a lot when I was a teenager, and my room was dark and messy, and that's just who I was. And I loved music growing up. Music is kind of like your escape, so I really wanted that to be prevalent in this particular space. So, um, I wanted to ask everyone, like, I want to add more to my channel as far as like other games and stuff. So if there are any games that you guys would like to see me play or build in, I have Planet Zoo and Skyrim. There's Age of Mythology that I have. My husband even said I could play Satisfactory. I'm not super into Satisfactory, but it is something that I could play for you guys. I also have some other games too, like I have Quake 1, I have Twin Sins, Little Big Adventure 1 and 2. These are games I've not played entirely yet. I have played Quake because that was just the thing that my family did when I was growing up. We used to have online Quake battles. Um, I know a lot of people prefer Doom, but my family preferred Quake. And I have the original Quake game on my PC that I've already played through a few times. It does end up giving you a headache though because of the graphics. But I am huge into Skyrim. There's also another game by LucasArts that I would love to play for you guys, which is The Dig. It's kind of a sciency, like these astronauts go up to destroy an asteroid and end up being pushed through time and space to another planet, and they're trying to get home. And it's a really cool game. It's a point and click game. um, it's just a really cool game, and I'd love to show you guys a little bit of gameplay from it. So if there is any games that you do want to see, I do like Resident Evil and Assassin's Creed, and so just let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see. Of course, you guys can let me know if there's any other builds you want to see as well. Um, I am perfectly open to those things. And at some point in the future, I will be streaming on Twitch. I'm still trying to set that up, trying to get my name right and everything else on there. And I've never streamed before, so I'm trying to make everything right. And I think in the near future, I'll probably end up getting a new mic because I've been told that you guys can hear myself breathing, and it's a headset mic, so it's right next to my mouth, and it's still a work in progress. Um, so I'll probably get a new mic at some point, so that it sounds a little bit better. As you can see, the build is almost finished on the inside. I did do that butler's pantry, which has the coffee maker in it. I think that's the only gameplay in there. I did imagine there was a cat in this house, so another reason I used cats and dogs was I put a cat in this house, so you'll see a cat tree. One bowl, I know that's kind of controversial, the one bowl in the house. A lot of people prefer to have two, so it looks like a water bowl and a food bowl. I don't particularly care either way. And in a lot of my builds, I do end up putting two, but in this one, I just put one. So lots of cat toys and the cat tree right here. And we're almost coming up to the end of this voiceover. I really hope you enjoyed this build, you guys. And please, again, let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see. This build will be up on the gallery. My gallery ID is Zariah89 or Zaria89. It's ZARIAH 89. And, just let me know if there's anything else. I really, really want to be successful and try my best. So I really hope that all of this works out and that you guys enjoy my channel and the things that I do on my channel. So I hope everyone has a great day or afternoon or evening, wherever you guys are. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.